Hey guys, today we're going to do an overview and install of our E30 LTW rear strut bar with the tri-bar option, as well as how those items get incorporated into the secondary diff mount and even the E30 rear sway bar block reinforcement. So it's a pretty intricate install, but we're going to get into it and explain everything that you need to know before you get started. So first of all, this rear strut bar, a lot of people don't know, it's incredibly light. This actual variant is the carbon fiber version with the black anno ends, and it weighs about 1.5 pounds. We do have a full aluminum version. It's a little heavier, but this is kind of like the top of the line version of this strut bar. Now it's called LTW because of the E36 LTW, where we actually got these components from. We originally started out by making an E36 front LTW replica bar, but the components were so nice, so well built, we obviously got people asking us to do it for E30s and E46s, which we ended up doing. So hence the name, the LTW. Also keeping with that same design philosophy of the E36 LTW by BMW, these are incredibly lightweight. So we kept that in mind with all the components. Now obviously you could just buy this rear bar by itself and run this straight bar and you'd have a really good functioning rear strut bar. However, we did make a tri-bar setup, which is basically what these arms are. And what they end up doing is actually utilizing these mounting holes, going down and holding on to this plate on the bottom of the E30 trunk. And that then actually hangs onto the rear sway block and the secondary. And we'll actually get into that by actually taking these apart and showing to you. But that's a quick overview as far as like how these systems get incorporated together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take off the face plates off of one of the mounting plates and first show you how the secondary and rear sway mounting blocks tie into that. Then we're going to assemble the whole thing, then we'll take it to the car. So we're going to start out focused on this right plate. So when you're facing forward, basically this would be passenger side. This is the passenger side plate. Why I'm starting out with this one is because this is where the secondary and the rear sway block will actually mount to. Now, if you don't have those modifications yet, you're really not going to have to worry about this part. But if you're going to be doing it all at once the right way and getting the secondary diff mount and this rear sway reinforcement, it's going to be good to know how it actually plays with the strut bar. So I'm going to first start by removing the covers off these two so you can actually see how they actually get mounted up. So with the covers actually removed, you can actually see there's some more exposed holes. Now, what these holes are on this slot is actually where the sway bar would actually mount up to, so underneath the plate. So obviously you're not going to use this top plate anymore because this becomes your new washer, but it basically bolts up like that. And then your secondary brackets are what these holes are, and then when it's actually assembled, it'll be something like that. So I'm going to put it together so that way you guys can visualize it. Then we're going to take it apart and actually take it to the car and get it done. So with the plate removed, this is basically the rear sway bar reinforcement. So why this actually exists is because usually the E30s will tear their rear trailing arm reinforcement out from the sway bar, but also on the body side, you can also tear those brackets out too. So this actually will help you retain that. Now it works basically is once these holes are actually drilled in the trunk, they could be bolted to here. Now this is actually a standalone product, but when you buy this, it actually all gets incorporated together. So when we actually bolt it, it will look like that. What I like about this mod too is that this actually is kind of a template for you on how to drill your trunk. Since this actual hole gets utilized from the chassis, it kind of becomes a fixture where you could actually put it like that and actually find out where to drill. So super helpful on how that goes. But just know there's gonna be a trunk in between these two brackets right here. Now that we got that installed, you can see it's pretty cool already how it gets incorporated. Now, again, this is an optional installation if you're running a secondary diff mount with our LTW strut bar. So basically, usually what ends up happening is that the secondary will hold on by these two bolts onto your diff. If you have a Z finned diff, then you're gonna run our extension on there like that, and then it's gonna basically sit just like that. No matter which configuration you have, you will also have a set of brackets that will come with your secondary diff mount. A front plate, a rear plate, and an upper plate. Now, in the installation process, when you utilize the secondary diff mount with this setup, you'll still use these brackets, but now, instead of actually using this top plate, this plate actually replaces that, so you can actually see that there's the bolt pattern in there. Now, we obviously slotted it because everybody's car is different, but that's basically the gist of that. So, no longer going to use that because we're using the secondary diff with this setup. So now I'm going to bolt that up so you can also visually see how that works. All right, so we kind of just got those things all tightened up so you can kind of see. Now they're still loose so you can kind of slide them, but the idea is you can actually see how those are actually held on there. On the car, this would actually already be on the diff, but it would go like that. So I'm actually going to bolt that down so you guys can visually see that. And all this hardware is included in all of your kits. So there it is. This would be basically the passenger side assembly done. Again, only if you ordered the secondary diff mount as well with the rear sway reinforcement. So it's really cool how it actually gets utilized. Now obviously the trunk is in between here and we're just doing this for visualization. Obviously this would be in the car and then the brackets and the holes, you'd have to be drilling them through the trunk, which we're gonna get into. So now that that's done, you can actually cover all of this with the carbon fiber pieces that are provided. So everything's really neat. We're gonna actually set up the tri-bar setup at that point. So the first thing you're going to want to do when assembling these base plates is actually mount these triangles on there. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to see that when you actually mock them up, the line is actually parallel to that pocket. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually bolt that to the bottom. And they're labeled so that you'll know which side is left and right. But we give you the provided hardware. It's going to be important that when you actually put these in, you're going to just tighten them up a little bit, but leave them loose. We actually made them slotted so that way, you can do all the fine tuning once it's on the car. And there's adjustment in these brackets and in here, but it's one of those things you just want to keep everything kind of loose until you know where everything has to go. So I'm going to just snug those up by hand. You can kind of see it still slides if you did need that adjustment. And that's basically moving this guy right here. Do the same thing to the other side. So as you can see, when it's actually all assembled like this, it's pretty cool. You can actually see that the sway bar mounting point would actually be held by all this, which would then be held onto the plate and to the diff. So you're basically looking at it from the bottom side of the car right now. Now what we're going to do is actually incorporate the tri-bars so you can see the whole thing working as a unit. So each of these tubes actually has a right hand and a left hand thread version, so that way you could be on car adjustable. Easiest way to tell is that the left hand actually has a stripe on the threads where the right side does not. So on everything that's left-hand thread, you'll see that line, even in the jam nut. And it just makes it on-car adjustable. Now, you're gonna see that there's two sides on here, there's a straight side. That angled side will be the highest point of the car, or the strut bar side. Straight bar will actually be on the mounting plate. Now again, it's worth noting this is just for visual presentation, how you guys can actually see how it goes together. When you actually assemble these ends and you just have the straight bar, that's the time really to take it to the car, mock it up, and make sure that that distance is correct, and then locking everything so at least you know that this part is actually the correct length. So, because you're really not gonna be able to get to those bolts once this whole tri-bar setup is in there. So it's kind of meant like this has to be installed first, then the whole tri-bar setup. But again, just showing you how it goes together, just so you guys have an idea of visualization at least. So when you're done, it should look a little something like that. So it's pretty cool. It really ties everything together from the diff to the rear sway bars to the actual strut towers. So that's how it goes on there. Now we're going to go ahead and take it over to the car and show you how it looks on the car. All right, so we're gonna start by mounting this rear strut bar in the car. You don't really know the correct length until you're really in there, but the one thing you can do is lock tight the 6mm bolts that go on the end to actually connect those ends. So I'm gonna already put a little blue Loctite on there. I'm gonna drop this thing in there, just like that. We'll tighten these sides. We'll snug it up once it's on the car. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And basically once it's on the car, we'll snug it up again. So now that that's done, we're actually gonna put it on the car and get, you know, the sides and everything to be the right length. Now we still recommend that you use the rear shock reinforcement plates underneath. It's just good insurance. So we're gonna go ahead and pop those on first, then go ahead and put the bar on. So you can kind of see it's off a little bit, and all you gotta do is just go ahead and adjust this until it sits in place.
Nice.
Right there. So now it's pretty well seated right there. Looks good. All right, so now that we have that, it's still loose, but it's tight on the ends, on the actual strut towers. We're gonna actually put these mounting plates on. So the first thing you gotta do is there's two caps. There's like little plastic rubber caps that are usually in these holes. You're gonna go ahead and pop those off. And depending if you already had the rear sway reinforcement, you already have these holes. If not, all you gotta do is literally just mount that sway bar from the very bottom. There's a threaded hole, 13 millimeter. You'll drill your two holes, and then what ends up happening is you can visually see that right when you place it on there, everything's gonna really start to line up, just like that. So obviously if you had your secondary diff mounting points, they would be right here. This particular car doesn't have them yet. We're gonna be shooting that in a different episode, so there'll be a description and a link for the secondary diff install, but this will get you as far as being able to mount that plate. So once you have that, those are kind of the holes that you have to use. We then provide a race that will actually be able to go in there, and then you could drill the pilot hole. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the other plate on, and then we're gonna go ahead and start to drill and show you how that's done. There's the race. Then that basically pops into here, just like that. And then you, right there, like that. So once you saw that race is in there like that, you can still, there's still a little bit of play. So you put this in and you center it towards your sway bar holes. And this is kind of the time I like to use this bar to actually kind of center everything to make sure everything's aligned. Now obviously if you have your secondary diff mount holes, you just want to make sure those are all lined up. But a really good ballpark is basically having this bar on there attached and this piece right here. And that should really center everything where you can drill the hole, the main pilot hole, which will hold this base plate to the bottom of the trunk using the frame rail. So you can kind of see I ended up actually just tightening that. I'm going to tighten the other side. Now don't forget that we basically just snugged those 13 millimeters underneath here. We're actually going to have to tighten those. So all I'm doing right now is just kind of getting it to like make sure that it fits. I'll remove this blue Loctite and tighten those down, then actually go ahead and do the drilling process. So although this works really well the way it is and everything's kind of, you know, snug, you can still see the holes for the sway bar and everything, I'm actually going to go ahead and loosen this block and move it back just to be able to center that hole so that everything kind of, you want a little bit of play in everything. So although it works, you know, trying to get those bolts in the center will help you if you end up installing a secondary later, like in our case, something like that. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're basically going to loosen these blue Loctite and then move it a little bit further that way. That should put us more centered in the range of all the adjustments that we're going to need. Cool. All right, let's do it. So as you can see, like that puts it in a lot nicer of a range. Now it's centered right there. So you have a lot of adjustment. You have adjustment here, adjustment there, adjustment in the block. Like, no matter how fucked up your car is, you can install this. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Basically, you know, we blue Loctited this bracket, we moved it out so it's matches the other side very similarly. You can see this one's a little off, it's a little different, but the whole thing is. So I'm actually just gonna move the bar until that's kind of centered. So actually it's pretty close, you can kind of see. So it's really cool how versatile this product is. You know, there's just so much that you can get these things to center and hold by everything. So you got your rear sway blocks centered in those holes. Obviously this is just a mirror of the other side, so the secondary doesn't actually run on this side, but we did include it in case you, for some reason, had ripped out your original diff mount. You could technically run our secondary as a replacement for that. So that's why it's held on that side. Doesn't happen often, but if it did, you did have a solution for that. So secondary though does go on the passenger side, just to be clear. That's where it will go, underneath that cover. And yeah, so she's pretty good right now. So what we're gonna do now is lift the car, actually mount those sway bar mounting brackets on here, simply because we have them in this configuration. That way it'll kind of center everything, and at that point we could then do the final drill that holds onto the frame rail. Now obviously if you're just using that hole, it's plenty strong for the reinforcement that it's doing. I mean, you gotta remember that it's actually holding by a frame rail that actually is on the very bottom of this car that holds the diff as well. So that one connection point is incredibly strong. Everything else is just an added benefit. And now that everything's kind of snug, we're basically just gonna pop that race in. It's gonna be our guide, like I said, as well as the race that will make sure that you don't crush that frame rail when you tighten everything. So let's drill it. If you're worried about if it's centered or not, you know, you could always use a smaller drill bit and you work your way up. We're gonna use the exact same size because we're pretty confident in how it's lined up. Nice and slow. Just like that. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's crazy. Now with that in place, you're gonna have to have somebody hold it with the 6mm on top and somebody on the bottom to tighten that nut. We're gonna do that once we've drilled the other side. Put that in. Nice and slow. That, you know? Let's tighten it. So that hole is the one that we just drilled that went down from the very top in the middle plate. So that's actually gonna basically have that plate hold on by this frame rail, which is actually holding on the diff. So everything is incredibly strong, tied together like that. But yeah, that's where the hole should roughly end up. It'll be different on every car, but that's about where it should end up. So now we're at that step where you can start to torque everything down to spec. The only things really that should be left loose, and if you did it correctly, there should be little to no tension on all these rods, where if you wanted to adjust them, that you could. So this one's loose, and even the main bar can swivel. So if those are not loose, then there's probably something under tension. So you really want to basically make sure that you're tightening everything together in a way. Don't over tighten one side and then not do the other. That'll be the correct way, because at the very end, what you're going to want to do is just kind of give it a slight push, so that way like everything's kind of slightly, you know, under tension, and then we actually jam those jam nuts and she's done. That's it. So we're gonna put those covers on and see what the completed product looks like. So there you have it. The E30 LTW rear strut bar tri-bar option. As you can see, it's involved, but it's not hard if you have someone to be able to help you with that. Now tune in, because we're gonna continue this when we actually come to install the secondary diff mount. So if it's something that you want to add on to this in the future or do at the same time, you're gonna want to see that video as well. Thanks for tuning in, and keep wrenching or whatever you do, or driving, whatever.
That was good.